So, yeah, I installed a nice USB here. This is attached to the lights, so that way I actually have my outlets off right now because I'm going to do drywall on this wall, and I had to remove the outlets so I can cut out around these boxes once the drywall is installed. Let's see, up top I've got some sparse insulation, I guess you could say. There's spray foam insulation under it, but I tried to go as thick as possible so I wouldn't have to put insulation up there. But I was able to not jam some in there, but I was able to lightly get some in there. And if it starts bulging with the dry, it shouldn't. When I put my hand on it, it goes flush easily without any pressure. But if there's any issues, I'll just take it down. Don't really need it up there. I also have another up here. Once I get up here with the drywall, I'm gonna have some rafters and stuff to deal with, and I have to remove that outlet as well. I'm just gonna work around and clean off that spray foam insulation and this garage bracket here. I'm just gonna work around that with drywall. Actually, I'd probably just take that off because I have to tongue and groove right over that, and then just screw it into the tongue and groove. And let's see what else. Yeah, I just got to drywall this. This is the mud I'll be using for the shop. It's just the +3, the ultra lightweight stuff, and this ultra lightweight for the topping. It says ready mix, but you still have to mix some water in with it before you use it. 34 sheets of drywall. I got some extra, plus it was cheaper if I bought 34. It was like $11 a sheet compared to $13 a sheet, and I had to get 30 sheets is what I calculated, so I just got 34. And if I have any left over, well, that's always a good thing. Before I go to Home Depot, I should try installing a couple sheets. There's no way I'm gonna get up there by myself with drywall. I'm gonna have to get one of those lifts, drywall lift. They're like, I don't know, 40 bucks a day or something like that. I'm gonna do all this extra work though first, so when I come in here, I'll move everything from the walls, and that way once the lift is here, we can easily move around with the lift and not waste any time, because I don't want to pay for 2 days, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and do all the prep work first, see if we can get it done, you know, taping all these seams. And if we get it done today, we get it done today. We go get the lift and start hanging drywall. If not, it's just another day in the shop. And yeah, man, I guess that means I'll have to uninstall, you know, remove all these receptacles all the way around. This is where I filmed the gold and diamonds in New York City video. See how I have it set up there? This is just some mahogany with some brackets. You know, just some blocks in between the studs. It's pretty sturdy, but that's got to come down today too. If I'll be drywalling there, everything comes down. The only thing I don't want to drywall is going to be around this, because I might actually have to remove this block right here. Maybe not, but I'm going to have to install another breaker because if you haven't noticed, I got rid of, I did have one of those 60,000 BTU heaters in here for natural gas. I was going to run a natural gas line over to the garage here and install it right about there. However, one of you guys in the comments mentioned that I should probably use a mini split, or at least look into one. So I looked into a mini split. They're a little more expensive, but they provide heating and cooling. They're a lot quieter. They're a lot more energy efficient. It's probably not going to be as cheap as the natural gas, but running the natural gas line and messing with natural gas and stuff is something that I personally have not done. And having someone come out here to install it for me would be about 10 grand. So I think a mini split would actually be a great option. Also, the mini split, it has a filter system in it. So when there's dust in here from the wood shop, it's easy. I can easily just blow them out with the compressor. So I think I'm going to go with a mini split. I have an HVAC guy coming out. He's going to help me determine if a mini split's going to be a good option for this space. because you got to remember it's 768 square feet, but that's not including the extra area up top that's going to be open as well. That's going to be a cathedral ceiling. Another thing I did yesterday, I installed a couple cans up here for ceiling fans. So air circulation, right? Important. That's one 4x8 sheet. I did have to cut it right here, and I flipped it around so I have the tapered edge on this side, so the joint is nice and perfect. I got to this area here, and this should be 4 feet from that side. And when I put the drywall in there, it was up against here and it wasn't fitting, so I had to chisel all this stuff out. It was like some kind of aftermarket, like cheap mortar seal. They tried filling in the gap right there. I'll just fill that with some great stuff. First, I'm gonna dry fit the drywall, make sure it fits in here. If it does, I'm gonna take some great stuff and fill in this gap all the way up, and then just put the drywall in right on top of it. All right, the good thing is, I think I'll be able to probably drywall most of this by myself. I'm gonna do one wall at a time. I'm gonna see how difficult it is. Basically, that's what I wanna see, is how difficult it is to get the drywall up there by myself. All right, let's install this second piece. All right, so I've been having issues getting these drywall screws in line. So I need to make some sort of a plumb bob. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make a little plumb bob here. Just a quick thing, a little tool that's gonna help me for the rest of the entire project here. So basically, I have a washer, a little clamp, and a 4-foot piece of string. All I wanna do is drill a hole through this clamp here, drill a quick hole, and then I can run my string through it. And then on the other end, we'll attach a washer. So we can clamp this to the top, and this will hang freely straight down. I wasn't looking down. I friggin' smashed my shin on this thing big time. So how it's gonna work, pretty easy. It's extremely simple. I wanna have screw holes straight down to the bottom. This thing will hang down perfectly straight. Now I won't have to worry where, at least vertically, where my screw holes go. Okay, so this was an area that I wasn't really sure about, but when I finally got over here, I realized what had to be done. It's not a big deal, just a hammer, a cold chisel, and just a regular wire brush wheel on my drill. And basically, they had sealed this with concrete instead of just using great stuff or expanding foam. So I'm not gonna remove everything. I'm gonna leave what's in there. But I had to basically make a level here. I had to make it level so that the drywall had something level to sit on, and then I can screw it flush to the framing. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this with great stuff, expanding foam, and then I'm gonna put my other sheet of drywall up here. First, I have to measure and probably cut my drywall to fit in here. But once it fits, great stuff, install. Okay, so the reason I'm doing this wall first is because it's basically going to be hidden behind a big workbench and all kinds of stuff on the wall. So there's going to be mistakes. This is my learning how to do drywall again wall. And then once I kind of get a little more comfortable with everything and have little tools and stuff built like this plumb bob, then I can start working on the main shop. Yeah, this is just like trial and error. I know it ain't perfect, like this thing here, I'm gonna have to cut that out, and there's a few little things I have to fix, but we're getting there. All right, we got the one easy part of the wall done. There's 6 sheets there. I consider myself getting lucky with cutting these out, measuring and then cutting them. I just measured twice, cut once, and no problem there. The only thing, I know a lot of you guys are screaming at the screen right now, you're supposed to stagger them. You're not supposed to overlap them like this, or not overlap, but not supposed to do it like that. Well, this wall is pretty perfectly made for 6 sheets just like this. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit more taping, but honestly, not really, because I'm just going to go straight across and then straight up and down. And then, of course, once the drywall is in up there, I'll have another line going straight across, and then probably a lot of taping and mudding up in there, because it's going to be smaller pieces. Just for the fact that I decided to not go and rent one of those drywall lifts from Home Depot. I think that smaller pieces I could bring up there and put up one at a time. It has to be pieced anyway. You can't really get giant pieces up there. So I think I'll be okay by myself. And I do think I'll be able to get this wall done tonight. So this took pretty much all day. Just taking my time with it. There's no big rush. Just making sure I get it done correctly, as much as to my skill level and knowledge. I think we're good. So all right, next we're gonna go ahead and start cutting out the pieces up top and filling it in. All right, last little section to go up. I already got the piece measured out and cut. Actually, the only thing I have to do now is just straighten up the edge, put it up there, screw it in, and we should be done with day one of drywall. That took all day. It's 5:46 p.m. and I gotta say, the first one, just getting prepared, cleaning, moving everything away from the wall. Again, I have to do the same thing all the way around the shop, but just preparing took probably 2 hours. Getting all the outlets out and everything, and getting the walls prepped, making sure that all the insulation was good. Once you get going on the drywall, though, I feel like I could actually keep going, and maybe I will, at least. I don't want to say anything. It's almost 6 o'clock, and she's gonna have dinner ready soon, so I'll get that one up there, and we'll call it first day of drywall. So I ended up staying awake until about 1:30 a.m. continuing to do drywall. I moved everything away from the wall. That took a good hour and a half. Taped off all the little, imperfections and rips and tears and stuff in the insulation. Tried to keep my work area as clean as possible as I went, and started from the left side. I was able to install the entire bottom row going straight across. The entire way across, though, I noticed there was more of that mortar stuff that I had to chisel out and fill with great stuff, expanding foam. But you'll see tomorrow on tomorrow's video, I'll be finishing up the drywall. Actually, I'm getting ready to go do that right now. I'm just editing and recording this video audio this morning. Man, I'm tired. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed today's update on the shop. I'm gonna head out there and get another cup of coffee and start working on the shop again. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.